All right, so once we have our multi-channel wave, we can hop into FMOD, and that's what this looks like. So basically, I already have this set up as a project, and it's got untitled. So we're just going to label this music. We're going to spell it right. There we go. And then we're going to create a new event, add event. I'm going to call this music tensions. Yes. All right. Now we're going to add a sound, and we're going to go. So we're jumping from the events to the sound definitions. This is where we're just going to right click in here, add sound definition from wavetables, and we're going to navigate to the appropriate folder. I believe this is the one I want. Yes. So basically, I labeled this FMOD demo full MC. That means this is the full multi-channel wave file that I created from the previous process. Open, and there it is. And we can check this in here by selecting that is 16-bit, 16-chit, yeah. This shows 10 channels of audio. This is a different one than I worked on originally. But we want this to render as 5 stereo files, not 10 mono channels. So 5 times stereo. Excellent. Now, we're going to go over to our event editor, and this is where we get to do, this is where we get to make our audio our bitch, right? This kind of like, first I'm going to set up a parameter just real quick. This looks like a timeline like you'd be familiar with in Pro Tools or Logic or Cubase or something like that. It's not. It's a parameter. It could be a timeline. It absolutely could be, but it could be anything. This could be RPM on a motor sound. It could be distance, really far away, really close, or even backwards. You could do really far away, really close. It's completely up to you how you want to set these parameters, and you can have multiple parameters for multiple pieces of audio. Thankfully, we're just dealing with one piece of audio, so we're going to right-click in the space here, this channel or track. Again, this is not a DAW, so we're not going to see a play across, but you'll see in a second. Add sound. This is the sound we just added into our session. We want it to be a looping sound, and we're going to import it in. Okay, so I'm going to take this, move that out of the way, and just drag this. We can have this fill as much space as we want. So I have 5 tensions in this piece of music. This is the full multi-channel wave file. So I'm going to render that. Let's see. Go into parameter properties. Let's start our first at 1, maximum value at 6, and then we want to do ruler spacing at 1. So basically it's going to just set up how this ruler is laid out, what it looks like. Boom. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of tension there. And you'll see how that renders in a second. These aren't minutes, these are just sections. And what this is going to enable us to do is give this audio and data that we create with this program when we do build, it will create a data package that the game programmer can use to say, oh, when we're in level 1, we're going to get one thing. When we're in level 2, I get another thing, and he can make all that happen. So that's our audio. What we need to do now is be able to switch between the channels that are in the audio, our 5 stereo channels. So we're going to add an effect. Again, right-click over here, add effect. And the effect we want to add on this particular piece of audio is the channel mix. Select channel mix, boom. It defaults to giving you 2 channels. It's kind of a 2-channel world. And it defaults, as only a coder would, that channel 0 is the first channel and channel 1. So everything starts at 0, so it's going to throw everything off. If you're used to channel 1 and 2, channel 3 and 4, that kind of stereo pairing. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit this effect property. And I usually just delete this one. And then I'll select this and I'll put edit. So we have channel 0, but I actually want channel 0 to be a stereo pair. So I'm going to set it up for channel 0 and channel 1. And we're going to click OK. See? And then we're going to add another one for channels 2 and 3. We're going to add another one for 3 and 4. Whoops, nope, 4 and 5. Both 5. And then another one for 5 and 6, or 6 and 7, I'm sorry. 6, 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We need one more at 8 and 9. So there's our 5 stereo pairs right there, starting at 0, going through 9, 10 channels total of audio. And it breaks them all out. Now, because this can get a little dicey and confusing if you're looking at all the same color, I like to change the colors of these just because it makes it easier. So this layer here, it's easy to do. Just select, I'm going to use bright primary colors because I'm a bright primary color kind of dude. It makes it really easy to spot stuff. I'm just going to keep that one green. And this is really just for our own sake, being able to distinguish between what's what here. We'll do blue. Effect color. Let's do purple on this one. Oh, that's pretty. We'll do red on this one. Like that. All right. So this basically just helps us keep track of all this stuff. So the way I had this set up was I put my MISTI no percussion stuff up on the top, and then it gradually increases in intensity, and then these channels here are the full mix. So let's start with those first, because I know, and I can do this either way. My parameter here, this control, is basically going to be what the game tells the code to play, what part of the audio to play. So I can have 1 be the highest intensity, or I can have it be the lowest intensity. But for this particular demonstration, I'm going to have 5 be the highest intensity of the music. So that's going to be the full mix. So these are actually volume controls. So this is a mixer we're dealing with here. So I'm just going to put a little breakpoint there, which if you do with digital automation, you know, workstation stuff you're familiar with. Fade that out there. Let's get rid of this. So basically what this means is that at this point, all these channels are going to be playing when the parameter value is between 1 and 4. But this channel will not be playing until the parameter crosses this boundary, and then you'll hear it. Basically, it's going to fade it in. So now we're going to go through every single channel and do crossfades between them and kind of mark where they go. And this is all stuff you can massage, obviously. I'm just doing this for demonstration, quick web. You want to obviously pay a little more attention to how these things are spaced out and how the crossfades, and you have to listen to it and see how it actually performs, how it renders the audio. But this gives you an idea of what you can do. So basically, just crossfading this stuff, creating basically boundaries to where this section will play here, that section will play there, and this one. Now you see I'm not going full scale on this in terms of like volume. Like if you look at that, that's minus 6.3 dB or whatever. You know, I'm not one of those guys that feels the need that everything I do has to be at 0 dB. In fact, with stuff like this, I'd prefer to leave a little headroom. If they need it to be, you know, higher, I can certainly crank it all up. For demonstration, I just like seeing the tops of stuff. I don't want to see stuff mashed up against the top there. Now, on this last tension, or actually the first tension, which is my MISTI thing, sing MISTI for me, bitch. Oh, I'm so nasty. Because this tension is actually not, the audio isn't in any of these other layers, I'm going to actually let it play through most of the other tensions. So I'm not going to kill it completely. I'm just going to fade it down as we move up the tension ladder. You could call it that. But I'm never going to take it out completely because it's actually not duplicated audio, and it will fit in between all these other tensions. Okay. So now, let me set the stage for you. You start a level, and this is the cue for the level, and we want to start with, okay, you know something's going to happen. Maybe you walk in a door, you walk in a cavern or a spaceship or whatever it is. You enter the level, and basically, oh, this is some spooky shit in here, all right? What the hell is going to happen? So you're kind of like scoping around and whatever, and then, you know, you're in your exploratory mode. Uh-oh, what's that? Something's happening. Ooh, what was that over there? Oh, I think there's monsters coming. Yes, there is monsters. Yes, it's getting a little more intense. Oh, there, see? Now you could actually be involved in a little bit of a battle at this point. Maybe you got one enemy you're fighting, and that's, maybe, okay, so now some more are coming. Now I'm fighting like 3 or 4 dudes, and I'm kicking ass though. And then, uh-oh, here comes, who's that? Is that the boss? Yes! It's the boss fight! So you can see how this... Yes. And I kicked all their asses. And that's how you do a little adaptive, you know, submixing in FMOD. All right, I'm Jeff Schmidt. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. And if I can't help you, I can certainly point you to people who can. And until next time, thanks for watching.